Good afternoon. My name is George Jones, and I want to know, could I get a little assistance in terms of getting my record cleared? Now, I understand that under Penal Code Section 1203.4, there's something called a Certificate of Rehabilitation, which, from what I understand, is part of the foundation for the Clean Slate Program. I've been out here in minimum custody for 35 years, and I have as yet to get my record cleared. I've got my certificate in labor studies. I've completed my studies in computer science, and I'm also a California certified residential manager. Now, I helped build the first pyramid downtown, and I feel like at $30 an hour I should be working now. But the reality is racism and sexism says that's not true. If you can go to any construction site here and you find that the blackest thing on the construction site is the tires on the truck, what's wrong with this picture? Okay? I'd like to know, can I get some help doing this? Because I've applied to the fire department 3 times, the oral, written, and physical test, passed it, and same thing with the deputy sheriff's department. But I'm still not, excuse me, I'm still not employed. And what's happened most recently, and Mr. Bell would testify to this, the state police from this campus came to my house when I applied for the paralegal program. And I knew I was in some trouble when I first walked into the downtown campus and asked me, say, what are you doing here? I said, well, I'm on my way to school. They treated me like I was bin Laden, and I had to tell them, I'm not bin Laden. So I'd like to know why it is that the police would come to my house and ask me, what am I doing trying to attend class? I haven't had any drug offense, any violence, or anything else. But, you know, don't nobody want to address this. And I think this needs to be addressed because this is something that's happening today in society. It's happening right now here on this campus. Can I get some response to that, please?
Does anybody on this panel have any information about expunging felony convictions?
The best person to contact is Ms. Jeff Adachi's office. They have a clean slate program, and I think you should take advantage of that program.
So if you're off paper, 3 years, come see me.
Go ahead.
Come see me.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
Hello, I would like to just comment that I hear and sense the resilience of spirit in the panels and the speakers, and I believe in the people that are gathered here today. That force of spirit can go in a number of directions. It can be what you might call positive or negative. The concept that we have a journey in our lives and where that journey takes us, the beauty of seeing the blessing in disguise is another example of the resilience of spirit. But I think the word forgiveness is a powerful word and a powerful concept, because if we can forgive ourselves and forgive others, this gentleman's problem, if he gets judged when he goes to apply for a job, or any judgment that we place on other humans. And Eddie, my heart and soul are with you, but I don't believe we have to earn forgiveness. I mean, I think that is a birthright. And on the respect level, that's another issue. But to forgive someone is to give them a chance. And to forgive yourself is also giving yourself a chance. So in all that we do and all these programs, I think it's important that we see some common bond in each other. And that's our human spirit. It's invincible. There is infinite potential in what we can do as human beings. And irregardless of your spiritual or religious beliefs, you are here, and I believe we're all here for a reason. That journey that Luis Rodriguez speaks of, finding your way home. If you are homeless and you find that certain spark in your spirit, I believe you find home, within ourselves. And we can see that in each other's eyes and in the smiles on our faces. So let's try to be just more loving to each other on a day-to-day basis and forgive people when they've make mistakes, because we've all done that. Thank you all very much.
said you had one more.
And
You said
we've,
one more question,
we've,
So I have a question for y'all. See, I was
this will
pretty
be our
patient.
last. This will be our last, very last question.
Thank you, thank you. But since everybody's upset, let me open with a quote. If there is light in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be tranquility in the house. If there's tranquility in the house, there will be peace in the nation. There's peace in the nation, there will be peace on earth. It all begins with one person. Here's my question. I've read your literature. It sounds very profound. But the one question is this. Where is the faith-based community involved in here? You see, you can have somebody incarcerated. You can provide all these services. But until you touch their heart, until you change them from the inside, they're not going to change from the outside. So I know you got to go. I'm leaving you with that thought. I happen to minister in Alameda County, in Santa Rita, North County Jail and Juvenile Hall. And maybe you need to talk to somebody in Alameda County because I don't see any faith-based churches or mosques or anything involved in this. And you're trying to do it all from a social level. You know, I've been incarcerated a few times. But the end of the story is that until you involve the faith-based churches, maybe you don't want to mention that, the people that are locked up are not going to change from the inside or from the outside until they change from the inside. And you've neglected to include any churches or anything in your group. And maybe that's why it's not working. But I know you're trying your best, so I wish you well. But until you include that in your parameters, you're going to still be missing a link. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Excuse me, actually, the NOVA program actually works with the Tabernacle and the Baby Hunters Point. So we do have a faith-based community working with the NOVA program.
I think that's a great suggestion, and I'm sure members of the San Francisco Safe Communities Reentry Council, which has put on the summit, is listening, and perhaps they will take your suggestion into account to have representatives from faith-based communities to be part of this panel. I'd like to thank all our panelists who were part of our afternoon session. Thanks to Lisa Murphy with Free Women Coalition, Dan McAleer with the Center on Juvenile and Criminal Justice, Allison West with the California Reentry Program, Jason Bell with Project Rebound, Karen Brown with the Northern California Service League, Ronald Terry, Richard Rendon, and Billy Booker with NOVA, and Eddie Zhang from the Community Youth Center. Please give a round of applause to our panelists. And thank you all for coming out today. And here with some closing remarks, San Francisco Public Defender Jeff Adachi.